You got it, Nick. See you, Nick. Hey there. You guys have been asking for a quick van tour, so let's take a few minutes here and just go through this thing. I can give you some updates on how the build has changed from where you last saw it. Let's jump into it. I use this van much more as a mountain bike hauler and a family mobile than as a full-on camper. I've kind of changed the build out a little bit to better suit that purpose. In a prior video, I showed everyone the dirt bike compatibility that used to be a big priority, but my wife doesn't even own a motorcycle anymore, and my kiddo's not riding motos yet. So right now, I'm the only dirt biker. The van has migrated itself over to being much more of a bicycle hauler. And I figured out a cool way to do that I want to show all of you. Before we jump into the bike part of the van, I want to show you the family cabin real quick. It was actually the hardest part to put together of the whole van. Are we bringing your suitcase? Where are we going?
A trip.
Adventure trip.
Adventure trip.
Here, let's pick it up together.
I'm excited. Don't say the two. So, slash. You can hold.
I did a whole video on the channel about installing this bench seat. I am very happy that it's in here now, but if I could do it all over again, I would probably get a van that comes stock with a bench seat. With the ProMaster being a commercial vehicle, the manual actually says it is not compatible or intended to be used with kid seats. I feel reasonably safe with it, and in general, I feel reasonably safe in this van. It is not the safest thing. I don't have airbags, but it gets me around, and hopefully I'm heavy enough that if someone hits me, I've got enough van mass that we don't just get crushed like sardines in a tin can. Golly, look at that view. Nice. Now, it's not a camper van if it doesn't have a refrigerator. I got mine right here. Y'all saw this fridge last time. Same fridge, still works. I like it. I've got it hardwired to the van's deep cycle starting battery. It's only killed the battery once when I left the lid open and it turned on while we were in Iceland, and it was in the Vancouver, BC airport parking lot. So after a 12-hour flight with a toddler, we were greeted with a van with a dead battery. Yes, it was awesome. Every van build needs a comfortable bed. This is a full queen size bed back here, but it's a little bit shorter. It's a 60-inch wide, but then it's 72 inches short instead of original 80-inch. So I clamped a 2x4 to the kitchen table so I could pinch this thing down, make it small. So I used a sharp knife to cut the mattress down a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's way better. It fits me well. I'm only 5'8" though. You might notice though that right now there's a weird bump in the middle, and that's because this van is slightly too short for the bed to be fully in its regular position all the time. I actually have it cut into 2 sections and doubled up over itself in the middle because the bed is somewhat practical as a shelf to throw clothes and laundry onto, and it also deadens the sound in here terrifically. Any of those videos where I'm trying to drive and talk and you're listening, the audio is always horrid. Vlog in the van and not have negative comments pop up about it being illegal. And that's with the new mattress installed. Before that, it was far worse. The mattress is a 5-inch thick memory foam unit. I threw this whole bed together before I camp out with my daughter, and the mattress is reasonably comfortable. I used some galvanized steel fence material underneath so it could have a little bit more flex, and I tried to space out the supports. They're just 2x3s, and I tried to space them out pretty far apart so that it would have plenty of give to it. I'm only about 160 pounds. Didn't want to overbuild it. And it's easy to sleep in as well. So pop the bed out. It's not too much of a hassle. I'll do it real quick. It does require a quick dance in the back in order to pop it back apart. These fasteners right here work really well, but they're kind of gnarly if you wake up and put your head right into them, or if your kiddo does that, it's not the best. Factory dome lights, so nice. I have one right there and one in the back, and they still work with the doors. The lights are a great example of what I don't like about my van. So when you open the door, the lights turn on, which is great, but They're so far back, you can't really see what you're grabbing up here from the refrigerator or in the general cabin area. It's one of the downfalls to converting a cargo van. This is just about the world's simplest bike rack. I ride my bike every single day. I don't want to deal with taking off a front wheel. All I do, jam the front wheel in the corner there, and then use a bungee cord to hold the saddle to the underside of the bed. Simple, easy, works pretty well. Can fit 3 bikes in here without it being too much of a fuss. I cannot fit my dirt bike in here. Bed's just a little bit too low to clear top of my handguards and top of my headlight. In the last video, you probably saw I use these simple hooks to hang helmets, backpack, water, whatever. They work great. Check out a little cabinet here with random spare parts, jumper cables, snow chains, the like. A big reason for why we got the ProMaster was the front wheel drive. We used to have this really tricky driveway that would put cars on 3 wheels.
Yeah, and you're airborne right now. Yeah, dude. You're good. Great success.
Terrifying.
Definitely.
The tight turning radius of the ProMaster plus the front wheel drive for snow, for off-road, it would work better than one of the open diff rear wheel drive vans like the Sprinters or the Ford Transit. I probably should have titled this video, Mountain Biker Shows Off Dirty Smelly Van He Tried to Build Himself. It doesn't really smell that bad in here, at least not right now. It did last night when I had my old clothes in here from the ride yesterday. My passion is not van videos. My passion's not building out vans. It's riding mountain bikes like those dudes are doing right now. I'm jealous. This is a tool that gets me to and from the trail in comfort. I love that I can get changed in here out of the elements. So in the future, I need to change a few things. I need to add some shelves. I think there's gonna be a big shelf right there above the window. And the other big thing is gonna be the refrigerator needs more security. It needs a table on top of it for preparing food and whatnot. Right down there, you're gonna see more of a kitchen. After watching the Single Track Samplers van video, I saw how nice his setup looked. Props to him and Seth for building that thing out. I actually used his link to buy a ProMaster swivel seat and a lowered seat base, and I have it in my workshop. I'm gonna throw it in once I get a chance and it's not pouring rain. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go to a junkyard and get a ProMaster seat. Luckily enough, folks have crashed the ProMasters by now that there's a plethora of single passenger seats that I can swap in to the van and hopefully, through jumping through a few hoops, get my airbags to work again. That would be fantastic. So that's my van. If you want to see more van videos, don't subscribe to my channel. Search YouTube, you'll find lots of great videos out there from folks that are passionate about such four-wheeled subjects. This van just gets me to and from the trailhead. If you do want to see some fun mountain biking content, then you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you think I'm missing anything, give me a note below. I'd love to hear your feedback on the build out. I'm kind of curious why you're watching this. Are you considering your own ProMaster van? Are you looking for ideas for your own build out? From this setup, I think the best piece of advice I could give you is keep it modular. Don't get married to your first setup because you'll probably adapt it. And also, a simple bike rack is so much easier than taking wheels off. That's my food for thought. All right, guys, fun hanging out. Talk to you later. Bye.